What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. Today we are going to crack a draft booster box from Innistrad Crimson Vow, and I gotta say, I'm pretty excited about our opening today. We've not yet opened one of these boxes on the channel, so this will be our first experience with this product in this fashion together. We won't talk pricing too much today. I think it's a little bit early on that conversation. There's so much volatility with the singles that it just seems like a little bit of an exercise in futility, but we will open up all the packs and we'll see what's inside. Hopefully we get some great pulls, and I'll give some of my thoughts on the set in general. But with that being said, let's get to cracking. So Crimson Vow, I will say that my experience with the set so far has been a positive one. I have had an opportunity to play with it in a limited format, playing in a few different sealed events. The limited pool, if you will, is very, very interesting because there's so many high-end creatures in this set, which I really like, but there's so many high-end creatures that if you don't have a pool that has removal in it, you are in a bad, bad place, which is where I found myself on multiple occasions. But overall, the set, it feels good. I think, like I said, I think that the limited experience, particularly when it comes to a sealed event, is a little bit... it's a little bit lopsided, but the set itself seems good. The power level seems really strong, and I think we're going to see some good things out of this set overall. So we'll start off with our first rare, which is Ascendant Pack Leader. It's a nice little one-drop rare for the green, for mono green. Give ourselves the blood token, and away we go. Yeah, overall, I think this set is going to do well. I know it's really, really early on this conversation. We're not even talking pricing, but I have a good feeling about this set. As I looked over the landscape of the set and I look at everything that is in here, there seems to be something for everyone in here. All right, so we've got Alchemist Gambit, taking more turns. Are we done with taking turns? No, we're not done with taking turns. In fact, we're taking more turns now. I'm not sure if that card's seen a ton of play to complement Epiphany yet or not, Alron's Epiphany that is, but it's there for the taking, and it's apparently in that color scheme, so we'll see what happens. All right, moving right along here. I'm going to pause. We won't talk about commons, I promise, but I do really like the showcase frame. The Fang frame, if you will, for the vampires is very cool. I do dig that. All right, so we've got Crawling Infestation, Boarded Window, Storm Chaser Drake, and Dorothea, the Vengeful Victim, and this flips into Dorothea's Retribution. It's kind of an interesting card. It's a little bit of like a Geist of Saint Traft, right? It's a little bit like that. So, oh, just kidding. We also have a foil in here, Bleed Dry. Not too bad there. So, yeah, I think I can get the pack open. I gotta say, early on, I really do like this set. As I mentioned earlier, I think there's something for everyone. Whether I think there's Commander. If you're a big Commander player, there's a couple of good grabs in this set that are worthwhile. If you're a big Standard player, there's obviously lots of new cards for Standard. Ooh, so I talked about creature quality already, and we'll start off with this one. So this is Blood Vial Purveyor. This is 4 for a 5/6 flying trample. Talk about power creep. 4 for a 5/6 flying trample, and whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player creates a blood token. Whenever Purveyor attacks, it gets +1 for each blood token defending player's control. So its drawback, if you will, is that every time your opponent casts a spell, they get a blood token, which helps them filter through their deck, etc. But man, 4 for a 5/6 flying trample, and that's the only drawback. Woo! Creature quality is real high in this set, really high. I mean, that's just one of several. I hope we get a couple more that we can talk about. Yeah, there is some high-end creatures in this set. Yeah, so we talked about it, a little bit. Again, if you're a Commander player, I think there's a few really good Commander cards in here. I think that it's definitely going to change the Standard meta. Oh, hey, all right. Starting off with our first Mythic of the box, this is Soarin the Mirthless, and this is in the Showcase, one of the Showcase variants. This card is cool looking. I am so digging this. That's an awesome first Mythic to pull. We'll definitely take that. What a pull. I'm not sure how much play Soarin will see. I've seen him floating around Arena a little bit already. Definitely, some people giving him a shot and trying to make him work. Not sure if he'll be a mainstream card, but man, that art is absolutely sick. All right, so Guardian Paladin, Twin Blade Geist, Welcoming Vampire. This is, I think, another really strong rare. White needs card draw, right? So why not just put it on a creature? We've got 3 for a 2/3 flyer, and whenever one or more other creatures with power 2 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. And it only triggers once a turn. Who cares? That's a really good card. I think that's a really solid rare. We're going to put that up there at the top as the cool rares. I'm not sure how it will age or how it will mature or if it's going to see a ton of play, but I do think it is one of the stronger rares in the set. Again, creature quality is probably going to be the theme of this set, of this video, because I think the creature quality in this set overall is very, very high. All right. It'll be interesting to see. I think there's a couple of modern playable cards in here as well. Let's see. We've got Fleeting Spirit, Laid to Rest, Lamel Raconteur, Splendid Reclamation. Interesting card. This feels like it has combo possibility, but again, we'll see what happens there. Keep putting all my tokens and things in the wrong pile. We are disoriented still. Haven't pulled any of the land cycle yet. The land cycle is also very good. Early indications to me seem like there are value-wise some quality cards in both the mythic and rare slot. We'll obviously have to see how that shapes up once all the collector boxes and set boxes and everything else continue to get opened. What that does to the value. We've got Concealing Curtains as the rare. This flips into the Revealing Eye. Kind of a cool looking rare. All right. We'll have to see what that does in terms of the value, but again, I think there's a lot of playables in the set. To me, it feels like a much stronger set than Midnight Hunt. And I think this is going to be one of the stronger sets in Standard for a while. All right. We've got Blood Tithe Harvester, Magma Pummeler, Restless Bloodseeker, another Fang Frame. Oh, second mythic of the box, we've got Chandra, Dressed to Kill. I would love to see that card. We have double Planeswalker. That's kind of cool. I would love to see that card see some play. I don't know if mono red is going to be a thing, but I definitely feel like red got some great upgrades. You know what? I just don't want to bury Soarin. I know that he's his own mythic. I just don't want to see that particular card get lost in the shuffle. Yeah, it feels like red got some significant upgrades with some of the cards in this set. I don't know if it'll be enough for mono red to be a consistent theme amongst standard playable decks, but we'll see. All right. We've got Spiked Ripsaw, Dread Fugue, Panicked Bystander, Helena and Elena Partners. This card is also incredibly strong. 4 for a 2/3, first strike reach. That in and of itself, not awful. At the beginning of each combat, on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control, where X is Helena and Elena's power. That creature gains haste on your turn. So it gives your creature haste. It puts counters on, not even until end of turn, just gives them counters. This card is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And we've got our Swamp, Token, etc. All right, coming up towards the end of the first third of the box, and we are doing quite well so far. We've got Soarin in the showcase. We've got Chandra, Dressed to Kill. Got the Vampire, the Welcoming Vampire, and we've got Helena and Elena. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. No lands yet, though. Interesting, though. All right, we've got Screaming Swarm, Wandering Mind, Dormant Grove, and Hopeful Initiate. I don't think that card's going to be a thing. All right, last pack of the first third of the box, of the left side of the box, for those of you scoring at home. All right. Here we go. We've got Honeymoon Hearst, Ancient Lumberknot, Distracting Geist, Dying to Serve. Oh, and first foil rare of the box. This is Howling Moon. You have to be pretty heavily invested in werewolves to be running that card, or wolves. So I'm not sure that that's going to be a thing. Seems like a little bit of a swing and miss as far as a foil rare is concerned. But probably good for at least one, maybe two more of those in the box. Hopefully not that particular card, but we'll see what happens. All right. We've got Circle of Confinement, Wedding Security, Catapult Fodder. Ooh, hey, look who's back. Back again. Thalia's back. Tell a friend. We've got, in the showcase art, we've got Thalia. Good old 2 for a 2/1 first striker, and non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. Mono white is definitely back. It is just as strong. See it running all over Arena, and she's just an instant fit into your 2-drop slot at that point. You're not running a ton of non-creature spells yourself when you're running mono white, and you want to make it harder for your opponents to deal with your threats as you're piling them onto the board. She fits right in. She slots right into that deck. All right, Skulking Killer. Boarded window again. Radiant Grace. Stensia Uprising. Mountain. All right, moving right along. So far, I am digging this opening. It's really hard to look up at that Soarin and feel like you got cheated out of the box. I don't even know if that card's worth anything, but you know, it's just a cool looking card. All right, Rending Flame, Alluring Suitor. We've got Patchwork Crawler. Yeah, okay. Sure. Swamp. Hey, Gluttonous Geist in the foil Fang frame. Pretty spiffy looking. All right. Moving right along. So I talked about giving my initial thoughts on the set, and I've kind of gone down that road. By the way, a Braid at the common level, that's just good. It's just flat out good. We got Screaming Swarm again. We've got Markov Purifier. Bloodsworn Squire. Dig Up. People seem to like that card. I don't know. The Cleave to me is a little overcosted. I know it gives a little bit of versatility. It's at that point just like another tutor form, which I guess is always going to have some commander relevance, but I'm not sure if that'll be standard playable. To me, this set feels incredibly strong. I've kind of been preaching that I think that Midnight Hunt is a little bit forgettable, that I wasn't a big fan of the actual Zendikar set. Wasn't a big fan of the Strixhaven set as far as the actual cards within the set. Next mythic up is Faithbound Judge. So we'll stop this and talk about this card real quick. This is 3 for a 4/4. Defender Flying Vigilance. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Faithbound Judge has 2 or fewer judgment counters on it, put a judgment counter on it, and as long as it has 3 or more of those counters on it, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. And what you really like is this is 3 for a 4/4. And on the Disturb side is Enchant Player. It's a curse. At the beginning, so Disturb of 7, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a judgment counter on Sinner's Judgment. Then if there are 3 or more counters on it, the enchanted player just loses the game. There's not like a ton of enchantment removal just running around standard. And to me, I've been dabbling with it in Azorius Control online, and it's won me more than a few games because not only does it slot in as just a great threat, or not even a threat, just a defender that your opponents have to deal with early game, but late game, after you've kind of dirtled around and built up your position, and it just becomes an excess win con for you. So I like the card. Yeah, to me, again, a very strong set. I think that it and Kaldheim are probably now the 2 most powerful sets in the standard rotation. That's my personal thoughts. Lantern Flare as our next rare. It's an interesting card. Cleave in general is an interesting mechanic. We've got Edgar's Awakening as a foil uncommon. Not bad. Cleave is in and of itself, I think, an interesting mechanic. I think it's good. It's powerful. It's versatile. I think that's what we want from our Magic cards nowadays, right? Cards that have good early game or late game. It gives us different modes, if you will. And that kind of slots right into that direction that we move as players in our deck construction. We've got Reclusive Taxidermist, Cartographer's Survey, Volcanic Visionary, and I'm just going to call you Hypnotoad. We've got Grolnak, the Hypnotoad. All hail Hypnotoad. But yeah, I think the set is pretty darn powerful. I could be overselling it. Perhaps I'm just a prisoner of the moment because it's new and shiny. But to me, I have a feeling that this set is going to be one of the bigger impacts. I cannot open this pack to save the life of me. There we go. I think that this set is going to have one of the bigger impacts on the standard meta. There we go. And it is going to be all over the place. It's going to have fingerprints all over the place. All right, we've got Undead Butler, Sawblade Slinger, Wolfkin Outcast, and Kessig Wolf Rider, which is 1 for a 1/2 menace. Tap, exile 3 cards from your graveyard, create a wolf. Kind of interesting. All right, coming up on the last portion of the middle row, and we're going to pick it up a little bit here. Three mythics in, not doing too bad. All right, we've got Blood Hypnotist, Arm the Cathars, Twin Blade Geist. Ooh, yeah. So currently, again, doesn't mean anything, but this is one of the more sought-after mythics. It seems to be one of the more valuable mythics in the set. This is Necro Duality. It's a blue enchantment. Whenever a non-token zombie enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of that creature. So zombies get more love. Commander zombies get more love. Zombie Tribe getting fat with good cards, huh? That's a fun card. Our mythics have been pretty, I would say pretty rock solid so far. All right, we've got Lunar Rejection, Into the Night, Biolume Egg, and Inspired Idea, which seems like a pretty terrible card overall. And we've got Pyre Spawn as our foil. All right, 2 packs left in the middle row. All right. Archghoul, Storm Chaser Drake, Dawnheart Geist, Ill-Tempered Loner, and this guy is a absolute problem in Limited because he does lots of really aggressive and fun things. So there you go. All right, last pack of the middle row. Where do we go from here? What do we want? What are the other pulls that we want? Hullbreaker Horror would be good. That'd be cool. Be okay with that. All right, we've got Runebound Wolf, Circle of Confinement, Reckless Bloodseeker, and Dying to Serve. Is that duplicate? Island, and a second foil rare of the box. This is Stensia Uprising. I don't get positive feelings about the value of that card. That kind of seems like a little bit of a swing and miss, but okay, we'll take it. We will take it. All right, last third of the box. Here we go. Still no lands yet. That's very interesting. I wonder if, does the land cycle seem harder to get than it was in the last set? Okay, here we go. We've got Retrieve, got Wash Away, which is a pretty good uncommon counter spell. Vial Spawn Spider, Runo Stromkirk, which flips into the Kraken Horror known as Crothus, Lord of the Deep. Kind of a cool rare there. The Plains. All right. What are your thoughts on this set so far? I'd be curious to hear from you guys. Like it more than Midnight Hunt? Less than Midnight Hunt? Where do you put it against the other sets in terms of power level and value in the meta? Path of Peril is a nice little board sweep that, because, Orzhov needed more board sweep power between those two colors, right? I think that's playable, though. I think it's a playable card. Again, lots of versatility that we're seeing as we move a direction in Magic that we see on our cards. A lot of cards that have different modes that give it sort of like a good early game option as well as a better late game option. So it doesn't feel like dead cards in your hands. We've got Skulking Killer, Markov Purifier, board, and there we go. Hey, if we're going to get light on the lands, let's make them at least borderless ones, right? We've got Stormcarved Coast. That's a sweet looking land right there. We'll definitely take that. Nice. Not mad about that. I'm not mad even a little bit. I feel like we're doing really well on this box. Okay. So we've got Edgar's Awakening, Lantern of the Lost, Child of the Pack, which is also a certifiable limited bomb. And by invitation only, another board wipe type card, if you will. Yep, more of that from White. We've got Vampire's Kiss as a foil. And artifacts. Copy tokens. That's what I meant. Tokens. All right. Handful of packs left here. Moving right along. We've got the Sawblade Slinger. Hero's Downfall, downshifted to an uncommon, still a very powerful card. Mischievous Catgeist. Ooh, Odric the Blood Curse. This is a cool looking card. I don't think the card itself is very good, unfortunately, but it looks great. Very cool looking. And we've got Swamp Day Token. I really wish that Odric card was better. If you're going to turn my guy into a vampire, give him some better abilities, right? Make him a certifiable threat. Okay. Here we go. We've got Crawling Infestation, Olenbach Escort. Oh, whoa. Oakshade Stalker, Consuming Tide, Swamp, Binding Geist in the foil, Wolf. Woof. That's what that. It's kind of the sound of that pack overall is kind of a oof. All right. We've got Markov Retribution, Lunar Rejection, Fell Stinger, very strong uncommon. Wedding Announcement, kind of like this card. This does flip into, once it does its thing on that side, it flips into an Anthem, and it, like I said, it's kind of passive. I always like cards that passively do their thing. To me, those are cards that, you know, you can play, and as long as you're not missing your triggers or whatever, they're just kind of doing their thing, and they're helping you get to where you want to be, giving you added value long term. I do have a tendency to lean towards those types of cards. We've got Thirst for Discovery, Blood Tithe Harvester, Innocent Traveler, Splendid Reclamation again. That's another one of those. That's our second of the box, I do believe. We've got the Island. Okay, we are approaching the end of the box, and don't let me forget, I got a box topper. I just looked over and remembered that there's a box topper in this set as well. Gift that keeps on giving. All right, we've got our Undead Butler friend here. Witness the Future. Brine Comer. Another Lantern Flare. Man, okay, wild. And Dawnheart Disciple in the foil. We've got 3 packs left, and then we'll hit that box topper. Honestly, if I'd remembered the box topper sooner, I wouldn't have made you guys wait all this time, but here we are. I almost completely forgot about it until I looked over. Okay, we've got another Magma Pummeler here. Griffwing Cavalry. Foreboding Statue. Our 5th mythic of the box, we've got Savior of Olenbach. I don't think this card is particularly great, but it is a mythic nonetheless, so we will take it. We've got a Forest and our tokens. 2 packs left, but we're doing okay on the mythics. I mean, we hit Showcase Soarin, pretty great. We hit Necro Duality, pretty great. And I'm not mad about Chandra or that Faithbound Judge either. Oh, there we go. Well, I just skipped right past the uncommons. I was so eager to get there. We've got Anji, Maid of Dishonor. Again, talk about creature quality in this set. We've got 4 for a 4/5, and it basically has no drawback. Creature quality is great in this set, which is why I think it's going to see so much play overall and have so much impact on the meta, because it's not even just the spells, just the overall creature quality is very, very high in this set. All right, last pack. Here we go. Wow, only 1 land, huh? Interesting. Only 1 land. Okay. We've got Laid to Rest, Sanguine Statuette, Sigardian Paladin, Ulvenwald Oddity. 4 for a 4/4, Trample Haste, already pretty good by itself, and then when you flip it, this guy just becomes next level monster. 8/8 Trample. Other creatures you control have +1/+1 and have Trample and Haste. Really, really high creature quality. I've seen him running around in green decks already. Pretty good. And then we have a Sigardian Paladin in a foil. Awesome. All right, now for the funniest part of the video. Watch me struggle to get this box topper off without completely... Ugh. I'm so attached to it. Okay, here we go. And it's just a single card, which means the chances of my hands just completely wrecking it are very, very high. I think I'm going to like this card, though. I think I'm going to like this card a whole lot. Look at that. We've got Jonathan Harker, which is the version of Jacob Harker Inspector. This is 2 for no 2. It is a mythic, and this is a fantastic showcase card to get, especially in that foil. Beautiful looking card. Probably my camera doesn't quite do it justice, but there we go. So let's look around here. Just a quick glance at our pulls. That's a great way to end the box. We started off the box very strong with that Soarin and that showcase. We've got a Necro Duality in there. We've got a showcase Thalia, Welcoming Vampire. Again, the creature quality for me is the thing that seems to resonate most. We didn't even pull some of the other bombs that I know are in the set. We'll do those in another video, I'm sure. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I appreciate your time. And for those of you out there that are celebrating Thanksgiving with your loved ones and your friends and family, enjoy it. Enjoy the time. Thank you so much. If you like the content, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. With that being said, have a great day, everyone.